Hey friends, it's Mel. I hope that you've had a great Christmas. I thought I would just share a little bit of my Christmas with you and some of the things that we made to eat. I'm going to start out on Christmas Eve. Earlier in the afternoon, I'm making a taco ring to take to my in-laws for our little Christmas dinner there, and I am doubling this recipe. So I'm starting out with 1 pound of hamburger meat that I'm browning up on top of the stove. Now I have all the grease drained off of it, and I'm just making sure that I have it really crumbled up into little bitty small pieces. That's how I like my taco ring made. And you're going to put your hamburger meat over into a bowl, and you're just going to mix a couple of things into it. Since I am doubling it, I'm going to be adding in 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese. I like to mix it in just a little bit before I add in the taco seasoning. And then I'm going to sprinkle in just 2 regular size packets of taco seasoning. I'm also going to add into this 4 tablespoons of water. That will give it a little bit of moisture and help that taco seasoning stick to the cheese and the meat. And you're just going to mix all that together really well. Now I'm going to be making mine more of an oval shape because I wanted to make 2 of these. So I needed to put it on some pans that I could put side by side in the oven. So for each taco ring, you need 2 cans of crescent rolls. You just unroll them and you start making a circle or an oval, just overlapping your triangles with the small pointed side to the outside, or the small pointed end to the outside of the ring. Then once you get that assembled, you're just going to begin to scoop that hamburger and cheese mixture around your taco ring. I have Callie over there starting to put the second ring together, and once I get all my meat around there, I'm just going to go in and fill in any places where I think it looks like it's a little bit sparse. Then you just take the little points and fold them over and kind of tuck them underneath the bottom side of your crescent rolls. These are going to go in the oven anywhere between 15 to 25 minutes. You're basically just cooking the crescent rolls up. You'll know when it gets pretty and brown on the top that it is done. There they come out, and I did just go ahead and cut mine up and put them in a container to transport them. And the easiest way to cut these is just to use your little pizza cutter. Just going to cut in between each one of the little crescent roll triangles that you've made there. And you can see inside of this, you've got that yummy taco meat, and that cheese and everything just bakes up inside of that crescent, and it is gooey and delicious. One of our favorite snacks, and dinner too. I'm also going to make a Velveeta and Rotel cheese dip to take. I'm using the Kroger brand, nice and cheesy, Velveeta, and I'm just using 1 pound of it, just cubing that up in small pieces so it will melt easier. And you're going to put that in a microwave safe bowl. You could cook this on top of the stove, but this was again just easy for transporting to a party. Once you get all of your cheese cubed up in the bowl, you're going to pour that can of Rotel right on top of it, and you're not going to drain it or anything. You want all of your juice. Now you could also add sausage, browned up sausage to this, or hamburger meat. Anything like that would help it stretch further, but I honestly just really like the Rotel and cheese myself. So I just stick this in the microwave and I just cook it a minute. Then I'll bring it out and stir it. And then I cooked it one more minute. And you'll see the progression here that it's made, and that's as much as I cooked it right now because I knew I would be reheating it later. And here's just a little snapshot of me and Patrick at his mom and dad's. We had a great time, and I did not get a whole lot of the food there. I just had fun and forgot to take pictures of the food. So anyhow, once we got back from his mom and dad's that night, I had everything ready. The only thing I had to put together was our breakfast quiche, and this is 1 pound of just plain breakfast sausage that I'm browning up here on top of the stove. And while that is cooking up, I'm just going to take some light bread and I'm just trimming off all the crust of it. I have a 9x13 casserole dish sitting there. It's greased up. And I'm just going to lay my bread in the bottom of that casserole dish. This bread was a little bit smaller, so it took about 7 pieces to fill up the bottom of this dish. Now we're going to make up our mixture that we're going to be pouring over the top of this tonight, and we're going to use 6 eggs. And we're going to use a carton of half and half, and it's 1 pint size carton of half and half, and we're just going to scramble those eggs up a little bit and then just begin to add in the half and half. You want to get that mixed in together really well. I think I made this in like a Christmas in July video. I showed a shorter little compact version of what we have for breakfast on Christmas morning. But once you get your sausage all browned up and the grease drained off, you're just going to put that over the top of your bread. And I just like to spread it out so that it's as even a layer as possible. Then you're going to come over the top of your sausage with 3 cups of shredded cheddar cheese. Then you're going to take that egg and half mixture and pour that over the top. Again, you just want to get it as even as you can, but it does not have to be perfect. And you're going to cover this up and let it set in the refrigerator overnight. Then all you have to do in the morning is pull it out and bake it. Before I went to bed that night, I wanted to be sure to go in here and get a pretty picture of the Christmas tree. And I just took a little picture of myself in front of it to share with everybody for Christmas. So this is the next morning. I've uncovered my little quiche here. And that's going to go in a 350 degree oven for about 45 minutes. You just want to be sure that you don't over bake it. And here is our spread. We had gravy and biscuits that my mom brings. Then there is the sausage quiche, and my mother-in-law always makes us a big hash brown casserole. I had a little ham that I baked up, and we had some sausage, good old jelly, apple butter. We had veggie tray, some leftover pie and goodies. We had some delicious treats and some Amish bread from my daughter's boyfriend's family. Cheese ball, just, all the goodies. We had some leftover strawberry pretzel salad, and that is all that's left of all those nuts and bolts that I've made this year. We have eaten that stuff up. And of course fudge. So we had quite a spread. We really enjoy Christmas morning with our family. Now, I froze sausage balls earlier, a couple weeks back, and we had so much I did not even pull those out on Christmas morning. So later that weekend, we decided we wanted those. Put them out on the pan, frozen, cooked them at 350 degrees. It did take them a little bit longer, about 25 minutes to get good and done since they were cooking from frozen. But you'll see they just turned out beautiful and moist and delicious. That sausage balls is something that is so good to prep ahead of time. And we ate leftovers all weekend long. Here is a quick little drink that I wanted to show you. We love to get festive, especially at the holidays, with a fun little treat. I just take a little bit of cranberry juice and pour some of that in one bowl, and then some nice, pretty festive red sugar crystals in another bowl. You're going to just take your glass and dip the rim into the cranberry juice. Then you're going to go over and dip it into your sugar crystals, and it's going to coat the edge of it with the beautiful red sugar, which is so pretty, but it also tastes good when you're drinking it. And for Christmas, I like to do the cranberry because it is pretty and red. Basically, you're just pouring about 3/4 cranberry juice, and then I use about 1/4 either of Sprite or ginger ale. I had a ginger ale open, so that is what I put in here. This is a quick, easy, fun little festive drink that is yummy. You could do this any time of the year, change out your juices and your little sugar colors, and it's just fun to do. It would be really pretty to do it in the summer, or even when it's really cold outside with like the blue Hawaiian punch. You definitely want to use Sprite in that. Ginger ale would turn it green, but you could use just regular white sugar around that. It would look real frosty. This is also another one of my favorite, the orange pineapple apple juice. I'm not big on fizzy drinks, and I just like this by itself. I don't like it so much with Sprite or anything, but it would be good if you were into that. I thought I'd just show you some very simple decor things that I had set out for Christmas. This is all that I had on my coffee table in my living room. I just took a big wooden bowl and I put some of my little battery candles in here, different sizes, some greenery in it, and a bunch of little Christmas ornaments. Then this is an old clock. We have this up all the time, but I just think this is so pretty. This is from my husband's grandmother's house, dates back to the Civil War times. And I just like to put a little rustic lantern up there with that. And this is a really pretty nativity. My oldest daughter, when she was in college, went on a medical mission trip to Honduras, and she brought this back for me. And I love this. It's just a terracotta color, but I love it. Here is some more decorating that the kids have done. This cracks me up, and I just leave it up. You know, my kids are grown, but I love it. These blocks spell out Merry Christmas in red and green, but you know, they mess with it and do what they do, and that's fine. I love it. This is on my kitchen table, and I actually made this little 2-tiered stand out of a couple of the stove burner covers from the Dollar Tree and a candle holder. Kind of glued them together and painted them with some of the chalk paint, and then I just have a few very simple little decorations. After the past few years we've had, I just wanted simple, peaceful, relaxing, calm decor. And this is a little cabinet in the corner of my kitchen, and it's just beautiful at night, but it was hard to show it to you. I have those little dishes out all the time, and this is just a little candle thing that I have out a lot of the time too. These are some of my little white houses. Y'all know those come from Target in the dollar spot. And I just throw some little simple florals in with any of this. And then this is just a lantern that I think came from the dollar spot at Target too. And just a big florally thing that I got at Walmart a couple years ago. But I just think that's pretty. And then I have these old antique chairs, and we don't really sit in them every day at our table, but I like to have them out. They're pretty and they're functional for extra seating, but I just like to take some pretty little rustic kitchen towels and put them over the back. I just think that's a cute little display. And then this is just some stuff that I have on my kitchen counters. I don't have a ton of counter space, so I definitely like to keep it simple, but just a couple little sweet, simple touches, all things that are cheap from the Dollar Tree or the Target Dollar Spot or Walmart or somewhere like that. It's nothing extravagant. And you know I love to have any kind of sign over my stove. That's where I'm at all the time. And I love this little nativity from the Dollar General store. It just kind of will hang real easy there. I hope that you've had a great Christmas, and I hope you've enjoyed spending a little bit of time with me. I'll see you Sunday night with a brand new What's for Dinner. Thank you for watching, friends. Until then, I send you love from my kitchen.